I used to think freedom meant making more money. That was the goal: higher salary, better position, more hours, more effort. Because that's what most people are taught from the beginning. Work hard, stay consistent, climb slowly, retire later. And for a long time, I believed it completely. Every morning looked the same. Alarm, rush, traffic, work, exhaustion. Repeat, 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Always waiting for the weekend, just to recover enough to do it all again. At first, it felt normal, because everyone around me lived the same way. Friends, coworkers, family members. Entire lives built around surviving the week. And the strange part is, nobody questions it deeply. People complain about the system constantly, but still accept it as permanent, as if exhaustion is just the price of adulthood. But slowly, something started bothering me. Not the work itself, the dependency. I realized my entire life depended on one source of income. One employer. One schedule. One system I didn't control. And that realization changes the way you see everything. Because once you notice dependence, you start noticing fragility. If income stops, everything feels exposed. Bills, rent, responsibilities, future plans, all connected to a paycheck arriving on time. That pressure creates a specific kind of mindset, a survival mindset. You stop thinking long-term. You stop thinking creatively. You stop taking risks, because stability becomes more important than possibility. And that's the real trap of the 9-to-5 mindset. Not the job itself, the psychological structure behind it. You begin trading time directly for survival. Every hour becomes tied to income, which means your life starts revolving around maintaining the cycle instead of building escape routes from it. Then crypto entered my life. Not dramatically, not through SOE overnight success story. Actually, at first I ignored it completely. Like most people, I thought crypto was just speculation. Charts, hype, volatility, internet gamblers pretending to be investors. And honestly, a lot of it looked exactly like that. But eventually curiosity took over. Not because I wanted quick money, because I noticed something deeper happening. The people involved in crypto weren't just talking about profits. They were talking about systems, ownership, decentralization, digital assets, financial independence. And for the first time, I realized crypto wasn't only about coins. It was about a shift in how money works. That idea stayed in my head. Because if money itself was changing, then maybe the way we earn money could change too. That's when the mindset shift began. Slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. I stopped looking at income as something that only comes from labor, and started looking at it as something connected to assets. That difference sounds small, but it changes everything. Employees rely on active income. Builders focus on scalable systems. Employees ask, how many hours will this take? Builders ask, can this work without me constantly present? Crypto introduced me to that way of thinking. Not because crypto magically creates freedom, but because it forced me to think digitally, globally, independently. For the first time, I saw people earning online without traditional structures. Creators, developers, traders, analysts, community builders, people creating value digitally and getting rewarded directly. No office, no permission, no traditional gatekeepers. That completely changed my perspective. Because suddenly, the internet didn't look like entertainment anymore. It looked like infrastructure. Most people consume the internet. A few learn how to build on it, and the financial difference between those two groups is enormous. So I started learning, not obsessively, not perfectly, but consistently. I studied markets, human behavior, risk, volatility, digital finance, content creation, attention economics. Because crypto itself is only one piece of the puzzle. The bigger opportunity is understanding where the world is moving. And the world is moving digital. Fast, money is becoming digital, business is becoming digital, communities are becoming digital, assets are becoming digital. Even attention itself has become a monetizable asset. That realization completely broke the old mental framework I had about work. Because the traditional system trains you to think locally, go to a location, work fixed hours, get fixed pay, repeat. But digital systems scale differently. One video can reach millions. One digital product can sell repeatedly. One online audience can create multiple income streams. One investment can grow without additional labor. That's leverage. And leverage is what breaks the 9-to-5 mindset. The first income I made online was small, almost laughably small, but psychologically, it was massive. Because it proved something important. Money could enter my life without my physical presence being required every second. That changes your brain permanently. Suddenly, you stop thinking only in terms of hours worked and start thinking in terms of systems created. That's when I realized the real goal was not quitting work immediately. The real goal was reducing dependence. Most people want dramatic escape stories. I quit my job overnight. I became financially free in 6 months. But real transformation usually happens gradually. One shift at a time. One system at a time. One new income stream at a time. And honestly, that slower path is healthier, because fast money often creates unstable behavior. People earn quickly without developing structure, then lose everything just as fast. I didn't want temporary freedom. I wanted sustainable control. And sustainable control requires patience. So instead of gambling everything, I focused on building skills. Because skills survive market cycles. Even if prices collapse, useful skills still create opportunities. That's one of the biggest lessons crypto taught me. Assets matter, but capabilities matter more. A person with no discipline can lose money in any market. A person with strong systems can rebuild repeatedly. So I stopped chasing hype, stopped looking for shortcuts, stopped searching for the next big coin. Instead, I focused on understanding value. How attention works, how communities grow, how digital businesses scale, how psychology affects markets. Because markets are emotional, far more emotional than logical. Fear moves money, greed moves money, narratives move money. And once you understand narratives, you start understanding modern finance differently. Then another shift happened. I stopped seeing my job as my identity and started seeing it as one income source. That distinction matters deeply, because when your identity depends entirely on your job, fear controls your decisions. You tolerate situations you dislike. You avoid risk completely. You stay trapped in familiar discomfort. But when your income becomes diversified, your thinking changes. You become calmer, more flexible, less desperate, because desperation disappears when dependency decreases.